I came home and found my sister living in my house. My mom used her spare key. I stayed quiet until I found the papers that changed everything. I came home later than usual that night. The sky was heavy and dark, like it had been holding its breath all day. Rain had just stopped, but the ground was still wet. My shoes made soft sounds as I walked up the steps to my house. I remember feeling tired in a deep way, the kind of tired that doesn't go away with sleep. Work had been long. My head hurt. All I wanted was quiet. As I reached the porch, something felt wrong. The porch light was on. I always turned it off. Always. I liked the dark when I came home. It made the house feel calm, like it was waiting only for me. Seeing that light glowing felt like someone was watching me. I paused for a second, my hand on the door handle. I told myself not to overthink it. Maybe I forgot this time. But my stomach felt tight. When I opened the door, the smell hit me first. Perfume. Sweet and heavy. Not mine. Not familiar. My living room light was on too. I stepped inside slowly, my heart starting to beat faster. The house didn't sound empty. I could hear the TV playing, low but clear. Some comedy show, and laughter filling the room like it didn't belong there. Then I saw the shoes. Women's shoes. 2 pairs. One near the couch. One by the door. My breath caught in my throat. I walked further in, my eyes moving fast, taking everything in. A pink suitcase stood near my couch, leaning against it like it had always been there. A jacket was thrown over the arm of the chair. My chair. I felt like I had walked into someone else's life. Then I saw her. My sister was sitting on my couch, legs crossed, feet resting on my coffee table. My coffee table. The one I saved for months to buy. She was holding the remote, flipping channels like she had all the time in the world. She looked comfortable. Too comfortable. She turned her head and smiled when she saw me. A wide, easy smile. The same smile she used to have when we were kids, when she wanted something. "Oh," she said lightly. "You're back." I didn't answer. I just stood there, my keys still in my hand, rainwater dripping onto the floor. Then my mom walked out of the kitchen. She was holding a mug, like this was a normal evening. Like we were a happy family again. Her face softened when she saw me. "You're late," she said. That was it. No apology. No question. No explanation. I looked from her to my sister, then back again. My mouth felt dry. "What is this?" I finally asked. My mom sighed, like I was the problem. "I used my spare key," she said. "Your sister needed a place to stay." My sister nodded, fake sadness already on her face. "Just for a while," she added. "Until I figure things out." The words hit me hard. She needed a place to stay. I hadn't seen my sister in years. Not since everything broke apart. Not since the night that changed my life. Not since she stood crying in front of our mom and said things about me that weren't true. Not since my mom chose her side without asking me anything. I swallowed and looked around my house again. The pictures on the wall. The couch. The small plant near the window. This place was my safe space. My quiet. My rebuild. After 7 years of struggling, I had finally made something that was mine. And now they were standing in it like I didn't matter. "I didn't agree to this," I said quietly. My mom's face hardened. "She's your sister," she said. "Family helps family." That sentence burned. Family didn't help me when I needed it. 7 years ago, I had stood in this same silence, just in a different house. My bag packed. My heart broken. My mom had looked at me like she didn't know who I was anymore. I remembered walking out that night. No one stopped me. Now my sister leaned back into the couch cushions, relaxing even more. She kicked off her shoes and stretched her legs. "Relax," she said. "You have plenty of space." Plenty of space. I felt something twist inside my chest. Anger, sadness, disbelief, all mixed together. My hands started shaking, so I clenched them into fists. "You could have asked me," I said to my mom. "You could have called." She avoided my eyes. "You wouldn't have said yes." She was right. And she knew it. That hurt more than anything. I walked into the kitchen, needing distance. My fridge had been opened. Food moved. My favorite mug was gone from its place. Another mug sat there instead, one I didn't recognize. It felt like someone had gone through my life and rearranged it without care. Behind me, I heard my sister laugh at something on TV. The sound made my head pound. I leaned against the counter and closed my eyes. I thought about how hard I worked to get here. The long nights. The loneliness. The way I promised myself that no one would ever take advantage of me again. Yet here I was, standing in my own house, feeling like a stranger. When I opened my eyes, I knew one thing for sure. This wasn't a visit. This wasn't help. This was the beginning of something bad. And deep down, I could feel it. They hadn't come back into my life by accident. We sat at the table like strangers forced into the same room. The TV was still on in the living room, but the sound felt far away now. My mom had turned it down, yet the silence between us was louder than any noise. The kitchen light buzzed softly above our heads. I could hear the ticking of the clock on the wall, counting every second. My sister sat across from me, hands wrapped around a cup of tea she hadn't made. My mom sat beside her, close enough that their arms touched. I sat alone on the other side of the table. It felt planned. "So," my sister said, breaking the silence. Her voice was soft, almost careful. "How have you been?" I looked at her. Really looked at her. She looked the same, yet different. Older, maybe. Her hair was still styled neatly, like she cared about how she appeared even when she had nowhere to go. Her eyes moved a lot, never staying in one place for long. "I've been fine," I said. It was a lie, but she didn't need the truth. My mom cleared her throat. "Your sister's been going through a hard time." I nodded slowly. "Aren't we all?" My sister flinched, just slightly. Then she smiled again, that same smile that never reached her eyes. "I lost my job," she said. "The company downsized. It wasn't my fault." I didn't respond. I remembered another time she said something wasn't her fault. 7 years ago. That night replayed in my head like an old movie I could never turn off. We were standing in our childhood home. Voices raised. My sister crying loudly. My mom asking questions but never looking at me. Not really. She had already decided. She did this to me, my sister had said back then. And my mom believed her. Now, sitting across from her again, I felt that same weight on my chest. "How long?" I asked. My mom looked confused. "How long what?" "How long is she staying here?" I asked, keeping my voice calm. My sister and mom exchanged a look. A quick one, but I saw it. "As long as she needs," my mom said. The words hit hard. I let out a short laugh before I could stop myself. It sounded empty, even to me. "That's not an answer," I said. My mom frowned. "Why are you being like this?" I stared at the table. The wood had a small scratch near the edge. I remembered putting it there when I moved in. I had dropped a box and felt stupid for days about it. Now, even that small mark felt important. Proof that this place was mine. "I'm being like this," I said slowly, "because this is my house." My sister leaned forward. "I'm not trying to take anything from you." Her words sounded right, but something about her tone felt wrong. Too calm. Too rehearsed. "You didn't ask me," I said. "I knew you'd say no," she replied quickly. At least she was honest about that. My mom placed her hand over my sister's. "She's family," she said again. "You can't turn your back on family." That sentence dug into me. 7 years ago, family turned their back on me without hesitation. I stood up and walked to the window, needing space. Outside, the street was quiet. A car passed slowly, headlights cutting through the dark. Life was going on like nothing had changed. Behind me, I heard my sister sigh. "Do you still hate me?" she asked. The question caught me off guard. I turned to look at her. Her face looked sad now. Real sad. Or at least it seemed that way. "I don't hate you," I said. "I just don't trust you." Her eyes flickered. That was it. Just for a second. But I saw it. Something was hiding there. "I made mistakes," she said softly. "I was young. We both were." I shook my head. "Don't do that," I said. "Don't make it sound equal." My mom stood up. "Enough," she said. "We are not reopening old wounds." But the wounds had never closed. I went back to the table and sat down. My chest felt tight, like it was hard to breathe. "I worked hard for this place," I said quietly. "I rebuilt my life alone." My sister nodded. "And I'm proud of you." The words felt empty. As she spoke, my eyes drifted past her, toward the kitchen counter. That's when I noticed it. A brown envelope. It wasn't there earlier. Or maybe I hadn't seen it. It sat near the edge of the counter, slightly open. Papers inside. Something about it pulled my attention. I stood up and walked over. "What's this?" I asked. My sister's hand tightened around her cup. "Oh, that?" she said quickly. "Just some paperwork." I pulled one page out. My stomach dropped. It was official. Legal language. Dates. Addresses. My address. I read faster, my heart pounding. Residency forms. I looked up slowly. My sister's face had gone pale. "You planned this," I said. She stood up. "It's not what it looks like." My mom stepped in front of her. "She just wanted to be safe," my mom said. "She needs stability." "By trapping me?" I asked. Silence filled the room. That was the moment everything changed. This wasn't about help. This wasn't about family. This was about control. I looked at both of them. My mom, who still couldn't meet my eyes. My sister, who was breathing too fast now. I felt calm in a strange way. Cold. "I need some air," I said. I walked to my bedroom and closed the door behind me. Sitting on the edge of my bed, I stared at the wall. My heart was racing, but my mind felt clear. 7 years ago, I walked away because I had no power. This time was different. Something was very wrong. And for the first time since they arrived, I wasn't scared. I was ready. That night, I didn't sleep. I lay on my bed staring at the ceiling, listening to every sound in the house. The soft hum of the fridge. The distant noise of the TV in the living room. My sister laughing quietly at something on the screen. My mom's voice, low and calm, like she had nothing to worry about. They were comfortable. That thought hurt the most. I felt like a guest in my own home, trapped in my room while strangers took over my space. My chest felt heavy, but my mind was sharp. Every memory from 7 years ago came rushing back. The lies. The silence. The way my mom looked at me like I had disappointed her, even though I had done nothing wrong. I had promised myself back then that I would never let anyone take control of my life again. I picked up my phone. My hand shook for a moment, then steadied. I dialed 911. When the operator answered, my voice was calm. Too calm. "I need to report an illegal entry," I said. "Someone used a spare key to enter my home without my permission and refuses to leave." The words felt heavy but right. I gave my address. I explained everything. The spare key. The surprise. The paperwork I found. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't cry. I just told the truth. When I ended the call, I sat there in the dark, waiting. I didn't feel guilty. I felt relieved. The knock came less than 30 minutes later. Loud. Firm. My sister jumped up from the couch. I heard her footsteps rush toward my room. "Did you do this?" She whispered harshly through the door. I didn't answer. The knocking came again. My mom opened the door. I heard voices. Calm. Professional. The police. I stepped out of my room slowly. 2 officers stood in the hallway. My mom's face had gone pale. My sister's eyes were wide, panic rising fast. "This is my house," I said quietly. I didn't give permission for anyone to move in. The officers asked for proof. I handed them the deed. My ID. Everything was in my name. My sister started crying. Loudly. Desperate. "I have nowhere to go," she said. "He's doing this to punish me." My mom grabbed one officer's arm. "She's family," she said. "You can't do this." The officer gently pulled away. He said. "This is a civil matter. But if the homeowner wants them removed, we have to follow the law." I watched my mom's face change. She looked at me like she didn't recognize me. "You'd call the police on your own family?" she asked. I looked back at her. You didn't knock on my door, I said. You broke into my life. That shut her up. The officers gave my sister time to pack a few things. She moved slowly, dragging her suitcase, glaring at me like I had betrayed her. As they walked her out, she turned back once. You think this makes you strong, she said. You're still the same. I didn't answer. The door closed behind them. The house went quiet. For the first time since I came home that night, I could breathe. I locked the door. Then I locked it again. I sat on the couch, alone, staring at the empty space where my sister had been sitting hours earlier. The cushion was still warm. I didn't feel happy, but I felt free. 2 days later, my phone rang. It was my mom. I almost didn't answer, but I did. Her voice sounded different, smaller. She told me everything, my mom said. I stayed silent. She lied back then, my mom continued. 7 years ago. About you. About what you did. My throat tightened. She said she was jealous, my mom whispered. She said she thought you'd always take care of her. And when you didn't, she wanted to hurt you. I closed my eyes. Every sleepless night. Every lonely holiday. Every moment I wondered if I really was the problem. All of it came rushing back. And now? I asked quietly. She admitted it in front of the police, my mom said. They questioned her about the paperwork. She broke down. I felt something strange inside me. Not joy. Not anger. Peace. I should have believed you, my mom said. I ruined everything. Her voice cracked. I pictured her sitting alone now, finally facing the truth she avoided for years. I don't know what you want from me, she said. I stood up and walked to the front door, placing my hand on the lock. I don't want anything, I said. I just want my life back. There was silence on the line. That same day, I changed every lock in the house. I cancelled the spare key. I updated my will. I made sure no one could ever walk into my life uninvited again. Then I sent my mom one message. You chose her lie over my truth. Now you have to live with that choice. I blocked her number. That night, I sat alone in my living room. The porch light was off. The house was quiet. Safe. Some revenge doesn't come with shouting or anger. Sometimes, it comes with the truth finally standing where lies once lived.